I think we must have seen the nook and corner of the Mysore
The
Palace.
Mysore Palace, the places that were locked up.
Yes.
My cousin Om, he had the knack of, I don't know how he used to open doors.
I mean, that's what he says, but you know, maybe he didn't know how to open them. That was the difference. As kids, you know, we found it fascinating because it was so big, the palace, you know, and there were so many parts of which you know, were not in use. So, you know, we just roamed around and, you know, went into so many of the rooms which were, you know, not being used at the time. So we enjoyed ourselves.
I used to always be very scared of all the number of ghost stories that I had heard from my aunts. So, but he was never scared, so he would go in front.
No, he had.
Sometimes it would be the three of us, or sometimes it would be just both of us. Yes, we were very naughty at that point of time.
Very naughty.
We would have our breakfast and then, you know, just run riot in the place. We would just do whatever we felt like, and, you know, I don't think even my mother knew where we were. We were all over the place, and, like, you know, Kirti and Kantraj must have told you, we were like really crazy in the place. And of course, then it would be lunchtime and we'd have lunch. The other very interesting thing is that we all of us as a family would eat our meals in the traditional dining room, where we would be seated on the floor, and, you know, the food would be served to us. So that was something which was, you know, something that doesn't happen anymore, and it's you know, something which we really enjoyed in those days, especially the food, because it was really, really good in those days.
It was usually in the dining room with the traditional food laid out on traditional those manes.
The manes which we used to have.
It was like, you know, a mini table with a side table, and we would sit there, and of course the food was laid on the banana leaf, and all traditional food itself. I think we as children enjoyed that gatti saru which was made in the palace. Very simple, made of just dal and things, but I don't know why as children we really liked that.
The only thing we used to eat was this.
This gatti saru recipe.
Yeah, it was very good, and we had that. You know, there was a cook there called Tukdi, and she was famous for making this excellent stuff. You know, it was unbelievable. We really enjoyed ourselves.
See how you remember the cook's name.
Yeah, the cook's name is very important.
As children, we would wear the typical Karnataka or langa and blouse, and as we grew up, only saris. Yes, with dabu. Any brocade saris, Kanjivarams, Banaras, any.
One more important thing for me, and I think my cousin Om, was to always wear the darbar dress, the long coat, and wear the turban, most importantly. So we couldn't get a turban of our own size when we were young.
Yes.
So we had to get one made.
My aunt would get one done.
Yes,
I think
my
in between,
aunt,
you know, that
got one
turban maker
done for me.
She would get
His name was Devaya. He used to make the turban. He used to do it, and he used to take hell of a long time to make it. Dasara would be practically coming towards the end. The last 2-3 days only he would give it. He would come, try it again, and then again take it back, saying it's not fitting properly, and he would do it.
Yeah,
and once she got both long coat stitched for both Om and me, and I think that was some material that was lying for Rajendra Vilas Palace, whether it was curtain material or whether it was the sofa material, I don't remember. Mine was a silver one with some design, and he had that white coat. I think the picture is
But
still
very
there in the
nice.
palace.
It's a very nice one.
Of the both of us. The white coat was a very nice one, and the one she got stitched for me also was a very nice one.
But one of the memories from that time is that, you know, when I was about 8 or 10 years old, my cousins Kirti and Kantraj and myself, we went to, you know, in the palace they had an in-house goldsmith, you know, who had his own workspace in a part of the palace. So as children we went to him and said that, you know, we wanted a ring made for each of us. And initially, you know, he thought we were not serious and we were just fooling around. But we were very persistent. So then he went and got permission from my grandmother and made us these rings, which we, you know, very happily wore during one Dasara. But of course, now I don't remember what happened to that ring. Maybe my mother remembers better.
My father was particular that we learnt Carnatic vocal music, so we trained. That is my elder sister Srimati Tripura Sundari Devi, Deepa Malini Devi, and myself. We learnt Carnatic classical music, and as a, you know, kind of a tribute or remembering my grandfather, we wanted to learn his kriti called Shiva Shiva Bho. It is, I think, a rendition by M.S. Subbulakshmi, which is really something which did have an impression on us, and we did love music, and we still do, all of us. Shiva 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 Bho Mahadeva Shambho Shiva.
The howdah being put on the elephant, which was itself an occasion in the Mysore Palace. You know, everyone used to gather at the window and see what's happening, because they had to come, you know, at the back to have the howdah put on the elephant, because they've got a special, you know, sort of crane there which lifts the howdah and puts it onto the elephant.
I think once I remember he ran away.
After royalty was abolished, the privileges and privy purses were removed. It was Goddess Chamundeshwari's idol that used to be placed